Are you thinking about moving from Texas to Utah or wondering if you should move to Texas or Utah? Well, stay tuned because today we're going to talk about some of the differences between Texas and Utah. Hi, this is Melissa Ballman, and I am a realtor here in the greater Salt Lake City, Utah area. So what that means, if you're considering making a real estate move in the greater Salt Lake City, Utah area, reach out to me. I'd love to connect. You can call me, text me, send me an email, or drop me a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. But today, let's jump into some of the differences between Texas and Utah. First, one of the biggest things that stick out to me are the bugs and the snakes in Texas. I saw a real estate agent in Texas post this picture of when she went to show a house and the snake wrapped around the lockbox. We do have snakes in Utah, but you don't see them usually wrapped around on your house or under your house or anything like that. Usually they're going to be out on trails and different places like that that you could stumble across them, but we just don't have the bugs and snakes in Utah like you do in Texas. Let's talk weather. Utah is a dry climate. It's known for being high desert, so we don't have the humidity that you find in Texas. You don't have the tornadoes, you don't have hurricanes, obviously, which means you don't really have a lot of flooding in Utah. It's not uncommon, though, to have flash floods in southern Utah, mainly in the summertime when those afternoon thunderstorms roll in. And Utah, we don't have the hailstorms the way you do in Texas. I mean, we get them sometimes, but they're not very common here, and they're especially not, it's extremely uncommon to have like your car dented from how big the hail is and things like that. Which brings me to number 3. Utah is beautiful. I remember driving through Texas and it just was flat. We have beautiful mountains here. We have 5 national parks in Utah. So we have a desert here, so like if you're into riding, you can go out to the dunes and ride. We have lakes, reservoirs. Of course, Texas has those too, but just our landscape is a lot different in Utah than in Texas. There's so much to do outside here, and it's just beautiful wherever you go. Next, Utah does have an income tax, whereas Texas does not. And our property taxes are lower than what you would find in Texas because we do have that income tax that helps subsidize, whereas in Texas, you have no income tax, but really high property taxes. In Utah, your property taxes on a home is usually around $2,000 to $3,000, depending on, of course, how big in the area and things like that. But in the Salt Lake City metro area, you can plan on property taxes running you a couple of $1,000s. If you're liking my video, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the bell. That way you're alerted each week when I drop a new video. Also, if you're interested in learning community events and happenings, subscribe to my Facebook page called Salt Lake Life, where we talk about all things in the community. Next, Utah is more of a conservative state like Texas. You have a lot of people that do concealed carry with guns in Utah, but not probably quite like Texas, but very similar. So if you're looking for a more conservative environment and guns and things like that you can conceal carry, they're going to be very similar. Next, we have a lot of people that hunt in Utah, and When people hunt in Utah, it's a little bit different than what you would find in Texas because a lot of people are hunting big game here. Of course, you do find the deer hunters and things like that, but we have the bigger game. So people will be hunting elk and bear and, um, you know, sheep and things like that. So bigger game, and I meant bighorn sheep, not regular sheep. Um, um, so a lot of big game hunting happens all across the state in Utah. Utah does not have good barbecue food like you would find in Texas. So if you're a foodie and you love barbecuing, of course we smoke things at home and stuff like that, but definitely not to the level that you find in Texas. How about getting places? I remember when I was young, I was a teenager and driving from California to Florida. It felt like I was in Texas for 10 days. Not really, but it was about a day and a half, 2 days to get through Texas from west to east. And in Utah, I can be in Vegas in about 5 hours. You can be in Denver in about 8 hours. I can go from Salt Lake City to San Diego in 11 hours. So doesn't take as long to get outside of Utah as you find in other states. If you want to go north, I can be in Montana in, depending on the part, 8 hours, Idaho, 4 or 5 hours. So you have a lot of options if you're looking to get out and explore different areas. What are some things that you've noticed with differences between Texas and Utah? I'd love to hear from you, so drop a comment below. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and as always, make it a great day.